Good morning and welcome. It is Friday, the 10th of June. I am Flatcap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, coming up today, we've got yesterday's review, we've got today's bets. It is a busy, busy day, and that's why it's a little bit late out this morning. It's taken me a really long time to basically come to some conclusions, not about the selections, but about the way to the bets, deal with the fact that there's been some price crashes and there's been non-runners and various things. So I've got there in the end, and it's £30 today. It is a stake and a half day. There's some really decent volume handicaps. So I'm having a bit of a go today. So £30 stake and a half is what we've got today, and then we'll have a word on the golf. All right, yesterday. I mean, honestly, I can't tell you. I don't remember feeling like this with such conflicted. Because I'm so pleased for those people who were on the bet, who read it in the comments the night before. But I'm so gutted to some of the loyal regular viewers of this channel who didn't see the bet in the comments. I don't usually put bets in the comments. But because I'd said the video wasn't going to be out in the morning, and it'll either be the night before or the afternoon, look in the comments and I'll let you know. I was hoping a lot of people would see the comments. I then got to a point I was like, I'm not going to just do a quick video for one bet because I didn't think the bet was anything too special, but I thought it was worth doing. And then lo and behold, 3 winners rock up. It's the first time we've nailed 3 winners on a Lucky 15 on the channel. And then, the fact that that's happened and then a bunch of people aren't on it I'm just gutted. So I'd love to be on it going, what an amazing day. It was a great bet. And laud up the fact that that's I think it's the second best day on the channel, but it's just it really hurts because I've said to you guys many times, if I wanted to maximise return and show you how I could make loads of money on betting, I would do all the bets the night before because there's so much more value the night before. I'm not trying to put out loads of bets the night before. I was just trying to do it to be helpful because I couldn't do a video in the morning and I felt that they were worth taking. Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons of doing the video and the time of day you do it, and I haven't really gone into this in much detail before, but there's so many ways that you have to try and play the system because long term, as a lot of you will know, and some of you might not, if you are successful over the long term, eventually your accounts get restricted or gubbed, which basically means you're minimised with the amount of stakes you can put on, and eventually they might suggest your account is closed. And bookmakers don't want successful accounts. One of the ways to circumvent that system is to avoid putting on bets the night before. One of the things that gets flagged is putting bets on the night before. One of the things that gets flagged is if you just do the same type of bet all the time, which is why I try and mix it up and vary the stake. And also if you're putting in volume stake, which is why on the channel I'm putting in low stake. So outside of this channel, I bet and I make money in lots of very different ways on the horses market, but what I'm trying to do here is slowly build up profit, but try and avoid as much as I can people's accounts getting restricted. And it's up to you what stake you put on. But yeah, putting in the bets the night before is a big red flag. I just feel a bit conflicted. So what did we have? Right, bet A, there it is, Mrs. Meader. Backed in, won at 15-4. Then the second leg ran both ropey as Dorothy ran a cracker 5-1. I like the price. And then in the afternoon, that before the race, about an hour before, that drifted to 9s and 10s in places. And to be honest, because I was rushing about and had lots of things on, it wasn't like I was punting this bet myself off the channel. The only one I had a good go at was Dorothy. The others I genuinely didn't touch in any other sense. And then Somewhere Secret went and won 9-2, backed in as well. So it was 3 horses on the Lucky 15. And then just to make matters worse, it's just really frustrating. I then had 9 horses for the rest of the video and 5 of them placed, and on the 3 bets I couldn't put 3 together, so there was no profit to be had. So those 2 didn't make the frame. Then these 2 did, both at 10-1, so there was 2 in that one. And then we had Atlas and Pargy B both place, and these 2 didn't, but the other 2 horses that we had for the cross doubles did both place, so that was super frustrating. And then, yeah, cross doubles, Here at Dawn and Extensio both placed, and the other two didn't. So we got a bit of return back on those, but it wasn't profitable for the rest of those bets. So I made it, total for the channel was 20 on, 126, 10 back. But yeah, I'm trying so hard to do right by everybody, and clearly this takes up a lot more of my time than it actually should do, because I'm basically offering a free service. And yeah, I just would love to hit a nice bet with everybody on rather than half of the people on. So yeah, I am a bit good. And yeah, there it is. Right, so today's bets. Right, I'm going to crack through these with some volume. I've had a right good go. I've got a bunch of lucky 15s. I have done one lot of cross doubles as well that I thought was just about worth doing. There are a few scribbly scrawls on these because there were some non-runners and stuff, and I'll explain that. And there's two horses that are my best of the day, but they both have question marks. But value-wise, I do like both of them, but they both have a question mark. So I'm going to flag those because they do appear in multiple bets. Okay, here we go. Number one bet, first horse of the day, Eton College, 135 Chepstow, 14 to 1. It's got a new trainer. It does have a history of doing well first time out, and it's got optimum conditions. So yeah, I'm having a bit of a punt that it's going to come out first time at this time of year when the other horses are established. I don't like going for first time outers, but I'm having a go there. We've then got 220 Sandown, Faithful Spirit 11s, 510 York. This is one of my two favoured horses for today. The question mark here is it's an 8-runner race. Currently, Sky are 4 places. They're the only ones. It's an 8-runner race. If it goes down to 7 runners, I'd still take the bet. It's just the terms are a lot worse, as you can imagine. But I think it's just massively overpriced, that horse, 25s, and it's been drifting. Then we've got 726 Newton Abbott Romanor. So all of these races are all 4 on Sky and 3 most other places. So today is definitely a Sky day. It was a Sky day yesterday, but ultimately it didn't matter. Today, definitely Sky day. So more or less all the races, bar 2, I think, have got an extra place on Sky today. So as much as Bet365 have been quite decent recently, this is a Sky day. All 4 races have one extra place. I would put the bet on with anyone, as I often would say to you, but with an extra place on all 4 and they're not huge fields, it's definitely a Sky bet if you've got the option. So it's 20p lucky 15 and a 25p each way double on Eton College and Oasis Prince. That is bet 1. Bet 2, watch out on this top one, 230 York. It's a seller. So the standard terms, irrespective of field size, is only 3 places. So some bookies are 3. Sky have gone 5. If you've got a Sky account, have a really good look at this race. It's really hard to judge because they're unexposed 2-year-olds. But there's a bunch of value to be found in that race. It's just a question of which ones. So this is the only one where if I was only playing 3 places, I'm not sure it would be borderline whether I'd have a go. I think I probably would at the price, but we're going west by east at 22s in that race. Then the 240 Chepstow Twilight Air 6 to 1, 355 Sandown Pub Crawl 17 to 2, and the 405 York Barney's Bay. So originally it was going to go wob, non-runner. I've switched it about, so I'm going Barney's Bay in there at 33s. All of these are 5 or 6 places with Sky, and everybody else they're 4 or 5 except that west by east. So another one on Sky. Bet 3, 405 York. So I've switched that about because I had that non-runner and I've moved a horse about in that bet. So 405 York, Northern Express 11 to 2. Then we've got the 510 York Oasis Prince again. So that's appearing for the second time, 25 to 1. The 520 Fairyhouse, that's my other one that's in 2 bets, Takana. I don't normally like putting out horses that I'm saying I got a nice feel about in a 3-year-old handicap race. I just think the market's got that horse wrong, and I do think there's some value. So those are my 2 horses today. So they're in 2 bets. And then the 815 Little Brother at Fairyhouse, 20 to 1. I've done that one as a 15p each way lucky 15 because those 2 horses are in multiple bets. and the top one and bottom one are in my cross doubles. So I've done a lower stake lucky 15. I don't want to put too much stake just on the same horses. Hopefully that one is clear. This is the cross doubles. So the 405 York, Northern Express and Barney's Bay. Going on to 815 Fairyhouse, Clueless Hill and Little Brother. I've done it as 20p today, so 4 cross 20p each way double. So it's generally volume bets, smaller stakes today. Hopefully that is clear. So that is all combinations, £1.60 is your bet. And then the last two bets, bet 5. Clonmel lucky 15. I've done a lower stake on this one because some of these are a bit risky. 5 o'clock we're going Milan Echo 20s. No extra places on that race. 6:10. I'm having a chance on All Duck or No Dinner at 33-1. I think that horse is probably a spring horse, likes good ground, but is a bit long in the tooth. We're having a go at 33s. 6:45 Bowler Assassin. I think I've spelled it out. That's what I've written. You should be able to find that one. 6:45, 13-2, and then the 7:55. It's been backed in a bit this, but I'm keeping it in. It's a long road at 16, so I've done that as a 16p each way lucky 15. I've done that, lower stake, a bit riskier, and Clonmel's not one of my favoured tracks, so a smaller stake one there. And then final one is a Fairyhouse lucky 15. I quite like this. So we've got 520 Takana, as we've already talked about, 20-1. 555 Big Gossy, 17-2. 705 Beautiful Chaos at 10s. 815 Clueless Hill, 12s. And that's a 20p each way lucky 15 and a 30p each way double on the top 2. Okay, that is the bets. Let me quickly spin the golf. So the golf, we had a really decent start on the golf yesterday, and the key thing here is not to get too excited on our dreamy bet, but it was a nice start. So we had in the Scandinavian mix, he's yet to go out yet today, Julien Brunn. 2 unders, about 4 or 5 shots off the pace, so close enough. And then Stephen Brown was our single. He's below par at the moment. He's 1 over, so we'll see how he goes. But then the Canadian Open, Mackenzie Hughes tied for 5th at 4 under. Henny Duplessis in the LIV Invitational, despite all the controversy, he is 2nd. Our man Henny. Last time we took Henny, as much as we do banter about Henny, he was in the Lucky 15, the Golf Lucky 15 that we got a really nice payout on. So he did us a favour last time. Let's see if he can hold his ground, because we know he starts well, he doesn't always finish well. And then in the other tournament, it hasn't started yet. That doesn't get on until tea time today. That's the golf. Right. That's it. I'll put the video out now. Enjoy your day. It looks like it's going to be really a reasonably decent day again tomorrow, handicaps wise. So I'll have a good look through and see what we can come up with. Not sure about staking tomorrow, whether it will be above £20 or not. It could be, given some of the field sizes. I'll have a look. But either way, I just want to say thank you for all the support, because I know yesterday some people were delighted and some people were a bit knocked off with me, and I do understand why. Because I didn't say I was going to put a bet on the comments, and I was just trying to be helpful, and lo and behold, it happens to be really helpful and unhelpful in equal measure. So I am gutted about that, but I do massively appreciate all the support that you guys give, and the likes and the subscribes. And the people I want to give a particular shout out to for yesterday is those of you who weren't on the bet but were basically saying well done to those people who were, because that's a lovely thing to do, and I appreciate that's a hard thing to do. So yeah, particularly thank you to those people who celebrated with those who won, or even though they didn't themselves individually. So thank you to you lovely people. All right, that's me. See you in the morning. Thanks very much. Cheerio.